Everybody, it's your main man Solo Black, and it's time for another installment of Conversations from a Hammock. All right, let's get to it. A couple of nights ago, I had a conversation with a few friends of mine that ride motorcycles, and some of them motorcycle camp. And the conversation went to uh, your forever bike. And I was asked if my bike is my forever bike. And I can answer that question by saying yes. My 2001 Honda Shadow Ace VT750 pictured behind me, that is my forever bike. The reasons why it's my forever bike is because it's the first bike that I have actually owned outright. Now, I've been riding bikes for over 20 years, but I never owned one until last year, 2019. I had a roommate back in the early 90s that was a police officer, and he had a Katana 600. And I used to ride his Katana all the time. He never hardly rode because he was always at work. And then the second bike I had opportunity to ride for a long period of time without owning was a friend of mine who was working for a company, and they remodeled restaurants like McDonald's, Chipotle's, Wendy's, Jack in the Boxes. So he was all over the country, and so I had access to his bike when I was living in the warehouse. He was storing it there, and I used to ride it. So now let's fast forward to 2019. I purchased that bike right there, that Honda Shadow, from a gentleman in Grosse Pointe. I paid $1,800 cash for it, and I've had it for a year. So the topic of forever bike, yes, that has sentimental values. My first bike, and yes, it is my forever bike. Will it be my only bike? Absolutely not. Like I said, this is 2020. By the end of this year, I will be purchasing a 2010 VFR 1200. I want the 1200 because it's a sport tour. Uh, so you get the best of both worlds in one bike. You get a touring bike and you get a sport bike. Uh, my Honda will go anywhere. That Shadow will go anywhere. I put my panniers on it, and I can go anywhere. But the thing about it, when you get this Shadow on the expressway and you get about 80, 85 miles an hour, man, it vibrates. It's not uncomfortable and it's not unbearable, but it just vibrates a whole lot. Uh, Now, I want the VFR 1200. It's a bigger bike, and if you slap some factory panniers on there, you can drive from Michigan to California with a little bit more confidence, and you have a lot more power. Now, there is another bike that I would like to get. I'm not going to say I'm going to get it in 2021, but I would like to have, and that would be the Honda Valkyrie, the 2014 or 2015 model year. Uh, Either one of those I'd like to have. It's a horizontally opposed 1800 V6, and if you slap some panniers on that Valkyrie 1800, which is basically a Honda Goldwing stripped down. It's a naked Honda Goldwing. That's basically what it is. Once again, it would be great for touring. It would be great for uh, around town because it's considered a muscle cruiser. Um, a lot more power than my 750. The next bike that I would like to have would be uh, the Kawasaki Ninja 1000. Once again, that one is a sport tour uh, that comes with panniers, and you could take a long road trip on that. But you could also go down to Deals Gap and hit the twisties down there. You know what I'm saying? You can do the Tail of the Dragon, uh, with no problem. You can drag me on that Kawasaki 1000. But you could also slap your panniers on there, drive from Michigan to California and back with confidence and ample power. Now, there's a couple of bikes that I want to give honorable mention to that I would not mind having before I die. Let's not cover it up. Um, that would be the Diablo X Ducati. I really like the way that bike looks. It's a power cruiser also. like the Valkyrie 1800. Um, I just like the way that bike looks. I would like to rent one. I think there's a place out in Birmingham, Michigan, a Ducati dealership. I'm going to go out there and see if they'll let me test drive a Diablo X. Um, it's not a touring bike. It's more of a city cruiser, and that's the reason why it's not in my top four. Because first of all, man, it's a Ducati, and those are very temperamental Italian bikes that require maintenance beyond my Honda Shadow or any Honda. Um, I've never tried to work on one, but I understand those Ducatis are kind of hard to work on, and you got to take it back to the dealership. With my Honda Shadow behind me, I take that thing, man. I can do whatever I want to. Oil changes, tune-ups, change the tires. You know, it's really easy to work on. The next honorable mention would be the Honda CB 1000R. Once again, I think it's called a standard, or I know they call it a Neo Cafe. Uh, and I always want to reiterate this: any motorcycle will take you anywhere. It's the level of comfort that's important. If I got the CBR 1000R, I'm almost sure I wouldn't be trying to moto camp on it. Not at any great distances, probably over 50, 60 miles from Detroit. I mean, I wouldn't take it out of the state. Uh, I think it's 1,000 cc's, and it's a naked bike. You know, I like how it looks. I like how it sounds. It's a really, really nice. Uh, I find it to be a nice bike. So those are the bikes that I would like to purchase before I die. Um, so yeah. So I mean, this is a short video today. We're still dealing with COVID. Um, uh, I'd like everybody to be safe out there and check on your loved ones, and um, don't be so political. We're dealing with something we just never have dealt with, and I think people need to take a step back and breathe and not get caught up in the hype and use common sense. And I think we'll be a lot better off. That's just my opinion on that. So once again, this is your main man Solo Black with conversations from the hammock. Do me a favor, if this video made any sense to you, like, share, subscribe, ring that bell, and also comment. And that'll help me become a better content creator. All right, guys, I want everybody to be safe. This is your main man, Solo Black, signing out.